Oh, I think that cut off a little bit too quick. I think I hit the wrong mouse then, boys and girls. Just a moment, please. Let's do this properly. A very good morning to you. It's Monday, the 16th of December, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Television Centre here in Bracknell, Royal Berkshire. On well, what's it like today? The sun is sort of, I don't know. It's like a. How can you? It's like the sun's coming through some sort of filter. Do you know what I mean? And it looks like it's going to be all right. Not particularly cold this morning, although cold weather is on the way. It could be a white Christmas, boys and girls. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. It could be. It could be. According to the Sun this morning, Brits are poised. Are you poised? Come over here, dear. There we are. Come over here. Over here. Are you poised this morning? Are you poised? Brits are poised for... I like that word, poised. Poised for a white Christmas as temperatures plummet to -9 degrees centigrade, making us colder than Russia. Yes. La 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 la. I can't do Russian, I'm sorry. That's the national anthem of Russia. One of the best national anthems in the world. Very, very patriotic and powerful. In fact, there's a little video somewhere on YouTube of, and it's got to be, it must be 20 or 30 years old, this video, of this auditorium and stage packed. This stage is packed with school children and Mr. What's his name now? Boris. Is it? Oh, Christ, what's his name? The Russian bloke. Do you know his name's gone right? Mr. Putrid. Mr. Putrid, yeah, he's there. And you can see there's a tear in his eye. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Type it in, Russian National Anthem Children's Choir or something like that. I mean, I'm sure you'll find it. One of the best national anthems in the world, that one. Anyway, the Met Office has forecast widespread threat and freezing fog to start the week. We're not here. Looks all right to me here. After 2 inches of snow hit northern England's higher ground last night. Anyone get the snow last night where you were? Did you? Was it nice? Do you like the snow? Well, you can blooming well keep it. I hate it. I hate snow. Lows were forecast to nudge -9 degrees in Scotland. Oh my God, 2 inches? Did I say 2 inches? Well, that's enough to cover the little woman, innit, in Scotland. What's her name? You know the one. We want a referendum. We want a referendum. That one, dear. 2 inches, well, you won't be able to see it. Just these little bits of black spiky hair poking out the top of the snow. Sub-freezing temperatures have sparked a severe weather warning for ice in parts of Scotland and northern England from 3 a.m. until mid-morning today. So there we are. Watch out, boys and girls. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. The snow might be coming for Christmas. Did you want a second go? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. That one, you know. There we are. Right, those of you watching us on Facebook Live, I'm afraid you don't stay for the whole show. In fact, you're going now. You need to join us on YouTube, my darlings, okay? That's where the whole show is, and that's where the chat box is, and you can join in there. Any comments you put there, I shall read out. So join us on YouTube right now, gang, to continue watching the show. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Hit the subscribe button. Have the little notifications thing set on your... on the YouTube thing, and you'll be able to join in the whole show there. All right? A very good morning to you. All right, gang. Here we are. Who's with us early today? Let's have a little look in my beady eyes. Am I looking a bit red this morning? I noticed. Look, listen. I've got a crease on my mouth. Look. You ever noticed that before? I thought it was a bit dirt. I'm going like this. Right? It's not coming off, and I've got a crease in my mouth. Look, where was that there the other week? Is it the way I've been sleeping? Because, of course, as you get older, your skin doesn't return to it loses its elasticity, doesn't it? That's when all these people start putting a moisturiser in and all various different, very strange things people put on their faces. I'll tell you that now. Right, who's with us today? Let's have a look. Jason Hughes. Good morning, Jason. Morning, Jason. Morning, Yvonne Lemon. Michael Lawrence in the house. Michael's got his... Do you like the calendar, Michael? Morning, Michael. Ray Reynolds. Good morning, Ray. Ray bought me this jacket. Do you like it? He bought me this back in, I think it was actually October, beginning of November, end of October. And he spotted this in a charity shop. Isn't it fantastic? It's actually comparable quality to my Ted Baker jackets. Now, I've got some Christmas type jackets like this, which you'll see over the coming few days. But this is by far, far higher quality than the sort of novelty type jackets that I was buying on Amazon, which are actually a year or two old now. This is from the charity shop. It's thick. It's got a lining and everything, this one. It's lovely. Thank you ever so much, Ray Reynolds. Comes with trousers as well. I haven't tried the trousers on yet. I might try those on for tonight, Ray. I'm not sure. Trouble is, if I can't park right outside the pub and I have to walk round, I feel a bit odd. Walking around with a little outfit like this on, I think. So thank you very much for that, Ray Reynolds. Very kind of you, my dear. Morning to Amelia Dodd. Mike Rees Ponto, good morning to you. Hello, Sean Pye. John Aitken. Morning, John. Morning, young John. Claire's there. Hello, Claire. Morning, Claire. Hello to SOS Glold, who's dreaming of a white Brexit. I'm dreaming of a 31st of January, my dears, which happens to be a Friday. Let's all pile down Central Station for a celebration karaoke on Friday, the 31st of January for the Brexit thing, okay? I was watching some of his... He was doing karaoke last night in... Not Armenia. Karaoke in Armenia. No, in Askew Road. I know it was something beginning with an A. Askew, the Askew in Askew Road. I was watching some of that last night, as you know. The Armenian national anthem. I don't know that one. I don't know the tune to that one. Don't know the tune to that one. Yeah, it was Mr. Putin, wasn't it? Mr. Putin we were talking about. My hair looks painted on, does it? It's not painted on. Not like some people do with their eyebrows. What's all that about? I don't understand, ladies. Please explain. Claire, perhaps you can explain that, or Yvonne. Why do ladies shave off their eyebrows and then paint them back on again? What's the point of that? Might as well just leave the old ones on. There's nothing wrong with a bit of old, as I keep telling the lads, but they're not interested, unfortunately. Amelia says it's freezing cold in Ireland today. They've got snow on the mountains. Go tell it on the mountains, over the hills and far away. That one, yes. It's all right, that song, isn't it? I quite like that one. Morning. Nicola Sturgeon is the little lady, or Wee Jimmy Cranky. Nicola Sturgeon. Hello, I can't see. There's too much snow on top of me. Morning to Ian Days. Hello, Ian. Do I look like a Christmas present, says Claire. I wonder if anyone will want to unwrap me tonight. I do hope so. Good morning to Shane. Hello, Shane. Haven't seen you for a couple of weeks at the karaoke, dear. Come along, join us. We need Christmas songs. Please, no depressing. So I've got a good mind to send DJ Chris an email today before the karaoke saying we're not doing depressing songs. And if he puts one in, just tear up the piece of paper. Christ's sake, let's get happy. Thank you. Boo, boo, boo. Is that everyone this morning? Did I see Fran? Is Fran hiding? There's Fran. Good morning, Fran. See you just at the top there. Thank you. Yvonne likes the shirt as well. I thought that was quite a good combination. Claire's very good at combinations. Claire notices if I put the right combination on and comments as well, don't you, Claire? So good morning. Do you mind if I just open my window there? It's a bit warm in here at the moment. I noticed that. Ooh, what's it like out there? Actually, it's not cold out there either, so it might not cool down in here. I'm quite warm in here today. As I say, this is quite a thick jacket there this morning. The Askew Cub, 5 minutes from his house. I used to live opposite it. It was quite rough. Well, I don't know if it's rough. If SOS Gold is, he wouldn't have any of that. He just hits them with his walking stick, didn't you? Behave! Whack! I keep telling Abby to do that at Central Station, to hit people with their walking stick. Are you coming tonight? Okay, Sean. Shane, rather. Shane, yep, you get there. You get there and do that, all right? So I had my hair cut, yes, on Saturday. As you can see, hardly anything left now. You know, it's painted on, isn't it? It's painted on, as Jason says. While I went to a different hairdresser. Saturday, after I finished the show, I jumped on the bike, got into town, done some shops. I thought I must have my haircut done. But the haircut I usually go to is I usually do it in Lincolnshire, but I'm down here, so that's it. You know, I usually walk down there, but it was the opposite way to what I was going. So I've walked into the shopping centre in Bracknell, and I popped into Sainsbury's there for some blueberries or something, and the post office there as well. And I knew there was a hairdresser down the end, so I just went down there, and there was only about 3 people. I mean, no, it wasn't. There was about 5 people waiting, but there's about 6 hairdressers in there, so it turns around fairly quickly. So I'm sitting there waiting, and then the next person come up, and it was a little boy. 3 years old, something like that. Mum's there. She sat him on the chair, and it starts screaming and shouting. He does not want his hair cut. Doesn't want his hair cut. So the first bloke gave up. First bloke gave up. So he's now waiting for the governor, who apparently is very good at doing children's hair. He knows what to do. And so he sat back down, and I was next. So I sat in the same chair, looking carefully at the chair to check that the boy hadn't weed in it, because he was so scared of this pair of scissors. I mean, it must be very scary, really. I don't remember what it was like having my... Yes, I do. Actually, yes, I do. I was pretty good having my hair cut. Maybe not at 3 years old. I don't know what I was like then. But it must be quite airy seeing this bloke coming towards you with a pair of scissors. or that other thing. Must be very scary to have something like that done. Good morning, Mark Bowles. Anyway, so I then got into my chair and they started on me. And then the governor, who was like 3 chairs along, the little boy gone sat in his chair, and he started doing his hair, and his mum was holding his head, but he weren't having none of it, screaming and shouting. But they managed to complete the job, I think. Oh, really loud. I mean, really loud. They finished cutting my hair, £9. Or I gave them £12. Always give a good tip. Thank the bloke for doing it. And as I came out, I'm walking along, and I'm 4 doors down from the hairdressers. This is in an enclosed shopping centre called Princess Square in Bracknell. And I've come down there, and as I'm walking down, I've gone past Argos and past the shoe shop and places like that. I can still hear the kid. Really, really loud. I don't want my hair cut. Yeah. I'm sure they completed the job in the end. So that was it. Coming back down, I got as far as my bicycle, and then I remembered I wanted to go to Ryman's and get some more envelopes, because as you're buying these pens, these Super Chat pens here, I've only got 4 left here. Now, 2 of these are for Paul and Lou, and he hasn't emailed in to tell me what colours he wants, but I've got 4 here, and I think I've got about 4 or 5 up at the caravan. So, whether I'll get any more of these done or something else, I don't know. But these are the Super Chat pens. If you send a £2 or more Super Chat, you get one of those, okay, in the post. If you send I don't know, £4 or £5, I'll send you 2. But I've only got 4 left at the moment, so I should perhaps have some more of those done. We've got loads of badges, got loads of Super Chat badges, and these are these things here, as you know. These are the Super Chat badges, which you can have for, anything, whatever you send in. But anything for a Super Chat badge, or £2 for a Super Chat pen. And Paul and Lou haven't replied yet, so I'm waiting to hear from them so I can put their things in there. Excuse me a moment. Let me have a look there. Looks like Mixed Mowers have cut my hair. Oh, it must be very short, dear. This has got to last me through the Christmas. We can't afford to have our hair cut every week, God's sake, where do you think the money's coming from? Certainly not from your Super Chats, Jason. Mick Davenport, good morning to you. Mick's driving at the moment. Morning, Mark. Morning, Mick. John Aitken had his first haircut certificate when he was a little boy. Did they give out haircut certificates? Did they really? But the bit of hair has been lost. Well, I think we can all see that, dear. No need to state the obvious, is there? Morning, Alan Wainwright. Good morning, Alan. Morning to you. Is there a weather warning for a caravan site up north in the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex? There's permanent... Oh, the picture jumps then. I think the computer's doing something. Let me have a quick look. We must put a stop to that, dear. Actions recommended. No, is it all right? No, there we go. Sorry, gang, there was a little problem there. I noticed a little jump there in the picture. Did Sharon have to hold your hand to get your hair cut? No, I'm a brave boy now, Ian. I'm very, very brave now. There's been like a flood warning up near the caravan for some time now, actually. Oh, shall I have a look? Let's have a look at the river meter reading up in Lincolnshire today. See if I can find it on my phone. I haven't checked. I do check this every morning, actually. Here we are. River Witham at Chapel Hill. 1 point. When was this done? This was done. This Monday. Here we are. 1.388 metres falling. And there's the little meter there. Get a little meter there, you see? So that's going down, back into the green. That's where we were. A couple of weeks ago, it was round here. Seriously, it was so close to the top of that river. But that looks all right at the moment. And it's surprising how quickly the river goes up and down. Really. The river going to... I don't know if it's my river or whichever one it is. The river that goes into Boston, right? A couple of weeks ago, one day, it was almost at the top. And a few days later, it was right at the bottom, like a small stream. Really, it changes that quickly over the period of just a couple of hours, really, when you think about it. Where are we now? Let me just scroll down here. Yvonne loves her pen. Of course I sent a parcel. I've already told you that, Amelia. Do you pay any attention to anything I say, Amelia, dear? You don't hear anything I say, do you? People keep repeating the questions all the time. Of course I posted it. Good. Right. Yes, so that was the haircut and the baby crying. Then I went to Ryman's. I got as far back as far as my bicycle. I thought, I haven't been to Ryman's. I want to get some envelopes. So I've gone into Ryman's to get the envelopes. And then I thought, there was something I bought a couple of weeks ago. Paul and Lou, you haven't responded to the email I sent you. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. Shall I tell you what's in the email, or would you like to check it now? If you've got a moment or two in your very, very, very busy schedule, dear. Have you got a moment or two to check your emails? Go and check your emails and see if you've got it, dear. I sent that on blooming Friday or Saturday. Very, very slow. Very slow indeed. There was something I bought a couple of weeks ago in Ryman's. Does anyone remember what it was now? And then I went online to check. Yes, it was raffle tickets. It was these. These, right? So a book of these. Okay, these are the raffle tickets. A book of these. We'll be doing the raffle later. Are you excited? Who's going to win the raffle today is the question. So these in Ryman's are nearly a £5, right? I went onto Amazon.com. 4 books for £4. Free postage. So anyway... On that sort of lines, I've gone into Ryman's to get me envelopes. These envelopes, right? Generally, if you win a pen, if you send a super chat pen, it'll come in one of those, right? Fridge magnets as well, and the badges as well, super chat badges, right? And it will come in one of those. Now, I've been buying those from Ryman's. And I think they were like £9 for 100 envelopes, which didn't sound bad to me. But it's my sister, excuse me, I've got earbuds. It's my sister telling me, no, always check online. So I've got as far as Ryman's and I've turned back again towards me. I'll check on Amazon. A box of 500 for like £8.50 or something like that. Here they are, look. Here, look. £8.50. I think that'll keep me going for a while, won't it, eh? 500 envelopes for about £8 instead of 100 for almost £10. So that's worth doing. I don't think I'll be going to Ryman's much anymore, to be honest. It's all right if you want something quickly, but the price of stuff in it, and there was something else in there that was really a lot. That was it. It was ink for the printer. Although, admittedly, I don't really use that printer much anymore. I used to, when I first started doing this show years ago, I would print off all these news stories and I'd have all this paper here in front of me. When I was doing quiz nights, I'd have to print off the quiz and the picture rounds and all that. I hardly use that printer anymore. It's all just directly on the screen. If I want to read you something out, I just look at my screen and read it directly off that, which is, better, saves the environment, all that business. So it was ink. And their ink, and I've got a toner. I've only got a black and white printer. I've got this toner thing, which I think in there was about £50, right? Online, 41. Huge savings, dear. So why go to Ryman's? So a great big box of envelopes there, which I got from Ryman's. And that's it. I'm afraid I've still not had time to do the Christmas lights video when we went to the Christmas place at Belton House, wasn't it? Belton House in Lincolnshire, which is highly recommended if you're living in the Lincolnshire area. I think Rachel was going to go there. And whether or not she's been there or not, I don't know. Let's just read some of your messages here, boys and girls. Moostron, good morning, Moostron. Morning to you. He's got a paperwork day. Paper roses, oh, how real those roses seem to me. That's a nice song, isn't it? Anita Bryant's on the original of that. Thank you, Paul and Lou. Have you looked now? Have you responded to the email? Because I need to know, dear. Don't ask for... I've got... at this moment in time, in front of me, I've got purple, blue, white or pink. If you say pink, I'll think that you're hiding something from me, Paul. So you actually better respond on here just in case anyone else has them. First come, first served. No, we can't put one aside for you because you won't turn up. Oh, could you put one aside for me? No. First one in the queue gets whatever it is, okay? Thank you. Oh, yes, the disappointed glasses. Paul and Lou, taken very, very disappointed with you, Paul and Lou. 3 days I've been waiting for that. And no doubt you'd be the first ones to complain. Oh, where's my... People are very impatient. Oh, where's my envelope? I haven't had my envelope yet. I sent stuff out last week on Monday. By Tuesday, there was emails arriving. Oh, I haven't got my thing yet. Well, the poor postman might have died. You don't know. He may have been on his little way, walking to your little dump of a house, and then, died. And he'll have all the envelopes, including pens and badges and super chat things and hats from me. You don't know that. Bees, a little bit of patience. No patience. No patience whatsoever. Perhaps Paul and Lou don't want their pens. Maybe that's the case. I do not know. Morning, there's my nephew, Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. Morning to you, sir. Morning. Gary hasn't got his pen yet. No, I wonder why that is, Gary. That's because when I was about to give it to you, you reversed into my car. Yeah, he did. Oh, hang on a minute. I've had a dream about that. I had a dream about that last night. You know, you reversed into my car, right? If you weren't with us Saturday morning, you won't know about this. My own nephew managed to reverse into my car with the fun bus. The fun bus is a converted transit that they've got for their disabled daughter. Bang! It went. Not just a touch, a bang. Seriously. And you know, we got out and we didn't get out to have a look, did we? Eventually we did have a look and we couldn't see any damage. I dreamt, right? This is absolutely true. I dreamt that I was getting in the car the other day and I noticed all these creases along the side of the car. And it suddenly, and in the dream, that's my nephew's done that. The back, completely undamaged, but it's pushed everything else forward. That was my dream. Yes. Bit of work done there. Have you informed your insurance company yet, Gary? I think you should. Have you informed them yet? Reverse into the car by my own blooming thing. Paul and Lou, purple. Purple it is. One moment, please. Purple. Have you... And email... Don't put your address on here. There's dodgy people watching this programme, boys. There's dodgy people who could turn up and do anything to you. I'll leave my door open 24 hours a day? Nothing. I don't understand it. Right, Paul and Lou, one purple super chat badge for... super chat pen for you. Will be on its way a little bit later on when I go to the post office this morning, okay? So there we are. You didn't get an email. Really? Well, I replied to that. Look, one moment, please. I'm not having that. You didn't send an email. Have you checked your spam folder? Oh, hang on a minute. Someone's paid rent. Excellent. Ding! Someone's paid their rent. Sent emails folder. One moment, please. Sent emails folder. 1 to 10, a 10. Oh. Oh, it's not that. Oh, hang on a minute. I deleted all the emails. I've deleted all the emails, so I can't see it. Can't see it now anyway. Sent. Oh, spam. Perhaps it's in the spam. No, it's not there either. Oh, I don't know. Just send me your postal address, please. Immediately. Have you done it yet? Nope. Still can't see it. Nope. Still can't see it. What about now? Nope. Still can't see it. Come on. Chop, dear. Let's move on. Move on. Moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Come on, send me your thing now, okay, Paul and Lou, and that'll be out for you this morning, all right? I don't want one of Martin Butler's stickers over my dent either. Crash for crash. Yes. I might ring up those people with the no blame thing, you know. Have you had an accident and the blame was not yours? No, it wasn't. It was my nephew's. Where there's a blame, there's a crime. I love it. I love it. Ian was one of the passengers for 50%, Ian. Thank you, Ray. See you tonight. Look, I got your jacket on, Ray. It's lovely, isn't it? So that was my Saturday. Went to work, come back again. The foot this morning isn't too bad. I'm still considering whether to go to the dentist. I can kind of, in a certain position, it's a little bit painful, but it could still be the swelling, couldn't it? I looked on the internet about the foot and it said anything up to a few weeks for it to be proper again, so I don't know. Don't know about that. And yesterday, I went into London yesterday to meet up with some friends for a little bit of a Christmas dinner type thing. We do this every year. And the trains here are a little bit iffy at the moment. Southwest trains have got strikes on at the moment. And also, I gather a lot of the train timetables have recently changed. They've got some sort of new thing that they've rolled out yesterday, so it might all go a little bit wrong. So I was a bit concerned about actually having great difficulty getting there. So I made a few investigations, and I realised, of course, being a Sunday, a lot of places with single yellow lines are free parking. Now, I thought I might drive to either Richmond or Putney, find a single yellow line, park there, and then get the tube train from there, because they're unaffected by the strikes, and I think the new timetables as well. So that's what I did, and I jumped in my car. And I don't think I really decided until the Sunday morning. I got up and I left this house round about, I think it was about 9:45. What I decided to do is go to an old church that I haven't been for almost 40 years. I did play the organ at this church for a short period of time. The reason I only played it for a short period of time is because I was already playing somewhere else. And I'd finish that mass, jump in the car and go and do another one because I had no one to play it. But I think I only did that a couple of times and thought, oh, this is a little bit too much. So I went to St. Simon's Church in Putney, which is on Hazelwood Road, I think it's called. So I got there, and I got there around about mass was 11:15 was mass time, which is an odd time, isn't it? Really, masses tend to start on the hour. You know, sort of 8, 9, 10, 11. This was 11:15, but no matter. So I got there, and there was a yellow line right outside the church. So I parked there. Thank you, Paul and Lou. Got that? Got your email, Paul and Lou. That's just flashed in. Thank you, Paul and Lou. That'll be off to you this morning. Okay, nice purple pen. Here is the actual pen. I'm going to do something for you then. I haven't done with all the others. You ready, Paul and Lou? There you go. You're never going to... Shall I try and get an imprint of my lips on there? You'll want to wash that. Have you got one of those wet wipes? You might want to clean that with an antibacterial wipe now. As you open it. Open it with rubber gloves. Anyway, so I parked on this yellow line. I got there just after 11 o'clock and I went in. I thought it was one of the first ones in. I thought, oh, there's not many people come here. But what tends to happen at churches is that people get there at the last minute. Seriously. So it can be empty at 2 minutes to mass time, and then suddenly it fills up. So I got in there, went near the front, and the mass started, and this most gorgeous bloke was standing right in front of the candles. And I thought, oh, wow, who's he? You know, fitted. All I'm saying to you is fitted trousers. And he was about 30 years old. I thought, oh, he's nice. Well, it only turns out he's one of the deacons. Oh, my God, and he's doing the mass. And I'm like... But then the actual real priest came in. It was a bit of an old codger like myself. So I was watching a deacon most of the mass. And it was nice. They had a really good organist there. Really good, and they got a proper wind organ, which you can't see because it's up. Well, you can if you turn around, but it's up high. You know, proper. And he was really good. This organist, 2 people singing. No, it was about 6 people in the choir, And they sounded good as well. And when it comes to Holy Communion, they all come down and they've all got the outfit on. You know, the purple outfit like they have on that film Sister Act. I will follow you. They didn't do this one. I will follow you wherever he may go. La, 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 la. That one. They've all got this purple robes on, but without the white collars, you know, that Whoopi Goldberg wore. They look really good. All older people. And they came down. The singing was great. The mass was great. Everything was great in there. But they had 4 hymns, 3 of which no one knew. There was only one that people knew, which was the communion hymn, which not many people sing anyway at that. The other 3, they were Advent hymns, fair enough, but no one knew them. And I thought, maybe it's because it was a different hymn book to the one I'm used to. But generally, they're the same. Maybe it's me because I'm not used to this. And I looked around behind Andy. I'd like to have a good look around here. Oh, yes. I'm having a look around. There's no one else singing them. Only the choir. Incorrect hymns chosen. Dear me. I'm playing this week, so I shall be choosing hymns that everyone knows, hopefully. So that was St. Simon's Church. And at the end, this very nice chap spoke to me. He said, are you new? I said, yeah, well, I'm not really from round here. I said, there's been a problem with the trains. I've got to go into London. So I thought I'd drive to Putney, East Putney actually, and get the tube from here. Do you know if it's all right on single yellow lines? Yeah, the whole of Putney's fine on a Sunday. He said, where are you going from? East Putney. He said, are you going to drive closer? I said, I don't know if I should risk that because generally, if you've got parking spaces, they are more difficult to find near to a train station. Okay, because obviously everyone parks there. He said, nah, that'll be fine. He said, it's all single yellow line. Right, there's a road there. I said, St. John's Avenue. He said, yeah, I think that's right. Because my friend used to live on there. She's been gone now she died about 12 years ago. Jean Hyland. Oh, she was wonderful. I used to sit next to her when I was 21 years old and I was working with her at a British Telecom as a director inquiry operator. That's how I got into BT, because I had no engineering qualifications, but in those days you would just get into a company, right, and then transfer across. Once you've been there and kind of proved yourself that you were sort of reliable and you turned up and you weren't sick every other week, then you were in, and then I transferred to engineering at a later time. But yes, Jean used to live there, St. John's Avenue. That's quite a well-to-do street, really. It's lovely. So I thought, I'll give it a chance then. So I said goodbye, jumped in my car, went along the road, and sure enough, there were plenty of parking spaces on St. John's Avenue, single yellow lines, you see. So I just parked there and walked around past a little. I mean, if I said to you on the corner of the road is a little Waitrose, that says it all, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I've gone past there and gone into the tube station. And I haven't been on the tube for some time now, to be honest, sort of over a year. I'll usually get a train, you see, direct from Bracknell. So I'll cycle up to my train station here in Bracknell. And then I said, right, I want a ticket. Usually it's Hampstead I go to because I go to hospital there a couple of times a year. In fact, I've got to go next week, I think. I've got to go next week and get them to take some blood of mine to have a look at and then back again in January. And I just get a ticket here, and you give it's 24. It's expensive, £24, right, to come from here to Hampstead. Is it Hampstead Park, where the hospital is, and then back again? Anyway, so I thought, well, this will only be £4 or £5. East Putney to Leicester Square. I'd already spoken to my mate on the phone, Chris. He said, I said, I don't know how long I'll be from here. He said, probably about an hour or something like that. He said, hold on. And he just started doing something on his phone. He said, it's only half an hour from there. I said, what, from Putney to Leicester Square? He said, yeah. He said, because you're on the tube and not driving. That would be a nightmare of a drive, an absolute nightmare of a drive to do that on any day of the week. This Sunday, probably even worse the Sunday before Christmas. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so I've got to this tube station. And there's various people tapping these Oyster cards. And I've never had I don't understand the Oyster card thing. And I've gone to the machine and, oh, Christ, what is it now? Travel card, return journeys. Return journey. So I've hit return journey. And it says, where do you want to go? And you type it, LER, and up it comes, Leicester Square. Hit that. £9.60. Or was it £9.60 or £9.80? I thought, how much? £10? Nearly £10 to be on the tube for half an hour. I thought, blimey, that's a bit pricey. This is going to be a dearer outing than I thought it was. £9. Blimey. Anyway, so I put my blooming tenner in. Those machines, they snatch those notes out your hand. You kind of finally went, what? It's gone. Nearly took my hand off. Thing. Everyone else is tapping away. So I've got my ticket now, which I guarded with my life. £10, dear. And I got to the stairs, and there's this student lady sort at the bottom of the stairs. She's got 2 suitcases. No one's helping. I said, can I take one of those up for you, love? Oh, yes, please. And she was foreign. I think French, possibly French. She said, yes, please. So I took her case, and she bought the other one. 2 cases, a lot to carry out. Got to the top, and she was, thank you very much, so much. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you as well. So she went that way, and I went that way. And the tube came, a minute later. There's no mucking around with tube trains. They're so quick. Very, very efficient and wonderful. I love tube trains. I love the doors. I mean, they're not the same doors. I was on the district line. They're not the same doors as I used to have when I was at school, because I used to go to school on the tube from Putney Bridge to Fulham Broadway. Only a few stops. Not many stops at all. But this time I was coming on from East Putney, so I've got on the tube. There's a chair. I've sat down in the chair, which I was pleased about because my foot was hurting. And I had to change in 2 places. First of all, at Earls Court. So from East Putney to Earls Court, change there again. 1 minute until a train comes. Earls Court to Embankment, and then Embankment to Leicester Square. And at no point did you wait more than a minute for a train. It's so efficient, the London tube trains. I've been to different parts of the world. The Metro, France, fantastic. The New York subway, all fantastic. All fantastic, right? So I've done that, and I got to Leicester Square far too early. Far, far too early. Anyway, so I've come out of the station, and at Leicester Square there's various different exits. So, I think it's the Covent Garden one. So I've got up the Covent Garden one. I've got my phone out. I'm trying, and the thing's just going round like that. You know, the one that says that you're on the internet, the little thing on the phone. Round the phone. I've got, come on. So I've got Google Maps now because I'm right. One of my worst things is that I can't find my way from A to B. I have absolutely no sense of direction whatsoever. Seriously. Yeah, I have turned back and gone home from places before. Seriously. Because I can't find my way from A to B. It's terrible. It's really bad. So I have to rely on people telling me or meeting me somewhere or this Google Maps thing. So this thing's going round and round and round. For God's sake, what's going on here? And I thought maybe it's the thing. I tried another app, nothing happening. I'm not on the internet. So I've rung up my mate, where are you? I'll come and get you. I said, no, just tell me where to go. And he's trying to explain to me where to go. So he's telling me where to go. And he's saying, well, oh, right, I know. Is there a thing near you? Like an alleyway near? I'm like, no, there's no alleyway near me. Where's the alleyway? He said, well, what's in front of you? I said, well, it says Steakhouse. Oh, I know where you are. He said, just go down a bit and there'll be an alleyway on the right. No alleyway. And then this thing burst into life, this Google Maps. I said, hang on a minute. No, it's come on. It's come on now. This was after about 10, 15 minutes, right? And I'd also, I must admit, I went to Five Guys. I was starving at this time, right? So I had I had a milkshake and chips in Five Guys. Small chips, small milkshake. £8.50? What planet are they on? And it was packed in there. £8.50? Blimey, I thought. How dear is this? What? So already, right, I've got as far from Putney to Leicester Square, and I've already spent like I've already spent nearly 20 quid. I haven't got anywhere near the pub yet. £8.50 for Cajun chips and a vanilla milkshake. Please. God. Well, I made sure I used the toilet in there as well. As much toilet paper as possible to get my money worth. It's disgusting how much they charge. So that's when I come out there, rung my mate out. But then the thing started working for a while. It didn't continue to work. And so I've got this Google Maps on. I don't know if you've ever used that. And this route comes out. And then you start walking, and am I walking the right way? I just can't work this stuff. Please, someone come, take me by the hand and lead me. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. So I'm turning this thing. And then I found one of those dodgy private car ticket people. Excuse me, can you tell me where Lyle Street is, please? And he says, oh, I don't know. Well, I thought, well, it must be near here. How can you not know where it is? You bloody work the streets putting on tickets on people's cars. Eventually, he says, well, walk this way. So I'm walking this way. And the little dot is clearly going the other. He said, that means you've got to walk the other way. Oh, eventually I got it sorted, and then I managed to get there in the end, and it went off again while I was walking. So I think it was the 3 network. I don't think it was my phone. They must have had a problem with the internet on Sunday, or maybe in that particular area of London, which is horrendously busy with people. Maybe they just can't cope with the amount of people that are there. But I got into the pub in the end, and my mate was sitting in a bar, so that's good. And eventually other friends came, and I was telling them about this train thing. I said, I can't believe it's £9.80. He said, how did you pay? I said, well, I bought a ticket out of the machine. He said, that's why. He said, have you got an Oyster card? I said, no, I haven't got an Oyster card. I said, I've never had an Oyster card. He said, well, why don't you just tap and go with your phone? And I'm like, what do you mean tap and go? He said, well, have you got Apple Pay set up on your phone? And I'm like, no. I said, funnily enough, you should mention that. On the settings, there was a little red asterisk thing. Continue to set up your mobile phone. And one of the things there was Apple Pay. Well, I've never bothered. I do cash. Cash is king as far as I'm concerned. He said, well, if you do the touch and go, either with your phone or with a direct debit card, which I've got, of course, he said, you touch on there, that's it. You don't need to buy a ticket, and it's cheaper. And I'm like, well, how does that work then? I said, it's a return journey though, so I'll only have touched for one. He said, no, touch it every time you get on the tube. I said, well, how do you know it's taking the money out? He said, it goes bleep. Beep. I don't know these things. I've seen people touching their cards on, and yeah, I've heard the bleep, but I don't understand how it all works. I said, well, that's going to cost even more, isn't it? So because I will have touched it on the way here, and then touched it on the way back again. Surely that's going to cost twice as much. And he's like, no, because if you use it that way, it's capped. So it can only go up to a certain amount. And it won't cost you £9.80. It'll probably cost you something like a £5. Well, how are you supposed to know that? Who tells us that? No one. I didn't know. So so we sat there. So then I set up Apple Pay on my phone, which worries the life out of me. How do I know I can't be walking along the street like that? And I don't think you actually have to push in numbers either. You haven't got to tap in like a passcode or anything like that. You literally just touch the phone somewhere. Do you need it on? Does it need to be on? What if someone's walking past me with some sort of scanner and then they nick my numbers and then empty my account? Millions of pounds would leave my account in the space of a few seconds. I wouldn't be able to sit here and do this show then and give away pens and things like that. Terrible. Apparently that doesn't happen according to him. So that's what I've got to do next time. So I've got this set up on there. So next time, I'm quite excited that I'm going to do this now. I can't wait. I might take a trip to London just so that I can test my touch and go thing on the mobile phone. I'm sure they do it in other countries as well. That sort of thing. Either that or my debit card. You can just touch it and then it's capped. I think he said it would probably be about £5 or something like that. So I don't know anything about that really. I've never used that before. Let me have just pills. And that's how it works. So that was nice. So we got there. Then my mate, the one who arranged it, he's a nice bloke, he is, Matt. He just doesn't answer his mobile phone ever, but never mind. He was there, and we got a table booked at Pizza Express, and he's come there. He said, "What, do you want the good news or the bad news?" I said, "Well, we'll have the good news." He said, "The good news is there isn't any." The bad news is Pizza Express had rung them and said they were having trouble with their ovens, so we couldn't go there. But it was only 9 of us. So round about 3 o'clock, time went so quickly, I must say. Right about 3 o'clock, we walked round to another Pizza Express, and we just walked in. He said, "Just give us 2 minutes," and that was it. And we had a little piece of garlic bread to start with, a margarita pizza with some onions and peppers on it, and a little bit of cheesecake, and that was our dinner. It was lovely. It was very nice, all sitting there chatting. It was only 9 of us, as I say, and that was good. And we left there. I left there about. It was about 5:30, I think. Left there again. The journey home very smooth indeed. Leicester Square station. Got on the train straight away. Almost, it was there. Changed again at going backwards. Changed at Embankment. Changed at Earls Court. Earls Court. If you've ever been to Earls Court station, they've got really old signs. I mean, really old. They must be from the 1950s. Okay, there's no digital, none of that. But what there is, but they've got the old signs there as well. And basically, it's like a big screen with destinations like Upminster, Wimbledon, Richmond, places like that. And all it is a light up arrow that comes next to there and tells you where the next train is going to. It's so old. I hope they never get rid of that. I really hope they never get rid of that. But got back on the tube, very, very busy on a Sunday night. So this would be 6 o'clock Sunday night. These tubes were really busy. Really busy. So I got back on there, got back to my car, walked out the station, got back to my car, and I got back here around about 8:30 last night. I think it was about 8:30 I got back here. As you know, there was going to be no bingo last night, as mentioned on the show. And I watched a couple of it. I was really tired now. But I managed to close my eyes for about 10 minutes on the tube. But of course, didn't have my afternoon sleep. And I'm absolutely shattered now. Shattered. So I watched an episode. I made myself a pot of tea. Watched a new thing on the telly I've been watching. Virgin River. Virgin River. That's on Netflix. And this is about a lady, youngish lady, who is a nurse. And she sold her house. Okay, sold her house in the city, and she's gone to this tiny little hamlet type place called Virgin River. That's the name of the little town. And she becomes the assistant to the old doctor there, who's a bit of a misogynist. Yeah, he's not happy that someone else has come to help him. He thinks he can cope all on his own and all that. And I'm on episode 2 at the moment. My sister, I mentioned it to my sister. She's watched the whole lot already. So that's quite a nice. It's quite a nice homely thing to watch if you like sort of things that make you feel quite warm and nice. Virgin River on Netflix is the thing to watch, and that's it. And I watched an episode of that. I watched something else as well, and then I went to bed around about 11:30. I forced myself to stay awake until about 11:30. That's hard. I'm like this in the chair. Seriously, I'm so tired in the chair. And I went to bed about, as I say, about 11:30, before midnight last night, which was unusual. And before I went to bed, I ordered more toilet rolls off Amazon. £16.99 for 40 rolls. Thank you very much. There we are. Right, let's read some of your messages, boys and girls. Where are we? Hello to Jack Matthews. Good morning, Jack. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Mac. Let's have a look there. Where did we get to? What song are you treating us to tonight, says Fran. I don't know, Fran. I don't know. I'm tempted to do the 12 Days of Christmas again because people quite like that one. They do like that one. Morning to Joey Millen. Morning, Joey. There you go. Ian, you can use your bank card to tap instead of an Oyster card. Yeah, I've only just discovered that, Ian. I didn't know. Who's sending Yvonne rude pictures? Someone's sending Yvonne rude pictures. Stop it. Morning to Mick's Mowers. Good morning, Mick. Welcome to the show. LaBelle. The train I take to New York City is $32. 10 years ago, it was $20. Wow. 5 years before, it was $15. It just goes up and up, doesn't it, LaBelle? Prices just go up and up, my dear. Morning to Heidi. Where were you going? You could have jumped straight on the Piccadilly line when you got off at Earls Court. Could I? I don't know, Heidi. It's all a mystery to me looking at that map. All those different colours. It's very, very confusing, Heidi. Never mind. Good morning to Martin Butler. Morning, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Alan Wainwright. London is a rip-off. I remember being on a school trip in the 77. Can of Coke cost £1. I wonder how much a can of Coke is now. You hear these poor tourists being ripped off rice creams for a fiver, don't you? Shocking, really, how much stuff is in London. Paul and Lou, when we go, we use our debit card. Apple Pay is cheaper. The journey is capped. You have to tap in and out, though. Very important. And it bleeps, doesn't it? If it bleeps. But how do you know? I mean, I know it bleeps, right? But what if something's gone wrong and then an inspector... See, this is what I don't like. I want a physical ticket. I don't like it. What if an inspector comes along and says, he says, you have... How do they know you haven't tapped in? They could come up to me. Excuse me, you haven't tapped in. Well, it went bleep. Yeah, but it's not come up on there. Well, I don't know that, do I? Perhaps we should video ourselves of it being bleeped as proof when we're eventually dragged into court and have vast sums of money taken out of us. John, my other half, has Apple Pay in his watch. It does work out cheaper. Yeah, well, I'll try that one. I will try that one. Mikey Mike says Apple Pay is very secure. Yeah, I've set it up with an American Express thing. It's all set up now. I can't wait to use it now. I'm very excited. Beep! I don't know if I can use it at Southwest Trains, not there, on tomorrow, because I'm going back up to London again tomorrow, aren't I, for our afternoon tea. Apple needs your fingerprint. Oh, do you actually have to do that then when you pay? Does it ask you to do that? Oh God, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to create a queue, aren't I? While I'm trying to tap in and not sure what I'm doing. Maybe I'll stand next to it for a while and watch other people doing it first to see what they're up to. Oh dear, I don't know. Paul and Lou, love Apple Pay. You can't forget your cash anymore. No more turning up. Oh, I haven't got anything on me. Can you pay? No more of that. Use the Super Chat account. There's plenty in there. You haven't missed the raffle yet, Sean. It hasn't happened yet. Well, what's the time? My God, have I been chatting for an hour? Oh, sorry. Amelia loves pizzas. I love pizzas, Amelia. One of my favourite sorts of dinner. You can't have too many. They are very, very fattening pizzas. Be very careful. Heidi's going to Earl's Court later. She's going to take pictures of the signs for me. Thank you, Heidi. I could probably get a map on here or something like that, wasn't it? Martin, I was sent a rude message in messages from you. Oh, is that right? Is there a hack? There's a hack going on. Here, LaBelle, you get a receipt in the US. You don't get that here. No, literally, they tap in with their mobile phones and cards. I don't see any bit of paper coming out anywhere. This is the thing. You've got no proof. Well, I definitely tapped in. Well, it doesn't say that here. See? Ah, it's wrong, isn't it? SOS Gold, fingerprint. Next year's Apple Pay will need a blood sample for verification for each transaction. I love it. Will you be involved? You're a doctor, aren't you? Will you be involved in that blood sampling exercise? Oh, dear. Anyway, that was my day yesterday. I can't believe I've actually completed something today. Oh, well, we got to the end of that, you see? That's why I don't always refer to your messages, because if I keep referring to your messages during a conversation, we never get to the end of it, and sometimes it don't even finish anyway. Raffle's coming up very shortly. Just a couple of stories for you this morning. I started eating apples. I've started eating apples and enjoying them. Enjoying them. What I was doing is, and how I got back onto apples was I was in Asda in Boston a couple of weeks ago, getting some blueberries, and there they've got these little packets of apples. Not apples, packets of slices of apples. Oh, there you go, LaBelle, the receipt is mailed to you. Okay. Claire's going. Bye, Claire. Love you. Bye, Claire. Bye. Might see you tonight. Sing happy Christmas songs, Claire. And they got these little packets of apples, 3 for £1. So, of course, I bought those. And that night, I saw my sister that night. I said, I've started eating apples. And of course, always negative. Always taking an opposite opinion, my sister. Always negative. Yeah, I got these little 3 packets of apples. Why didn't you just buy a box of apples and cut them up? You know, instead of being happy, pointing out faults again. Negativity coming from my sister again. There we go. She gets so upset sometimes her glasses steam up when she starts going to when the voice starts going up. Like that she's going. Why don't you just get an apple and cut it up? Because I couldn't be bothered. Chop, chop, all in a little plastic bag. Open the bag, next to you in your car. It was lovely. So but that's how I started eating apples. And then the other day, I thought, oh, do you know, I fancy an apple today. Of course, I was somewhere where they don't do little packets of apples. So I bought a whole apple. Wow. Some of those aren't particularly cheap, are they, apples? I'm not a fan of Golden Delicious. I think they are completely tasteless. I quite like Cox's apples and... what's the deal? Pink Lady. They're quite nice. Pink Lady apples. So I've started eating apples again. Well, in the sun this morning, eating 2 apples a day can boost the health of your heart. I know. What heart? I have no heart. My heart is in many, many pieces scattered all over the world, dear. All over the world. It found adults who regularly scoff the fruit saw their cholesterol levels fall by 4% compared to those who drank apple juice. Now, you speak to a lot of the slimming people and people who are all going on about calories and all that stuff all the time. Drinking fruit juice is not that good for you, I don't think. You very quickly go over with like sugar and all that. If you're eating an orange or an apple or grapes, instead of grape juice, apple juice, orange juice, you're not having anywhere near the amount of juice that you'd get out of a carton, are you? So you are better off to have the actual fruit itself. You know, I don't suppose there's that much juice in an apple. Very, very refreshing. It says apples are rich in fibre and healthy micronutrients called polyphenols. Experts think they play a key role in reducing high cholesterol, which is known to contribute to the stiffening and narrowing of arteries, raising heart attack and stroke risks. It seems the old adage of an apple a day was nearly right. So there we are. If you've got higher cholesterol, you might want to change apples. You might want to start eating apples. Okay. Do you eat much fruit at all? Who eats fruit here? Anyone eat fruit? Oh, no. Much prefer a large bar of Galaxy Dairy Milk. Oh, I had a bit of chocolate the other day. It's okay. Only one line at the top. One line of chocolate. Sounds like a drug, doesn't it? One line of chocolate. Yvonne, my mother-in-law at 87 has an apple a day. She's quite fit, apart from Alzheimer's. Bless her heart, darling. Morning to Mandy. Good morning, Mandy. Bit better late than never, darling. Oh, look, Mandy's ignored the whole... She knows. She knows. Oh, I'll just give it an hour or so, then he'll be doing the raffle. I might make you wait another hour now, Mandy. Is anyone here for the first time today? If so, please say hello to us all. Gary Butler eats fruit pastels. No, Gary. I think you're missing the point, mate. It's my nephew. No, not fruit pastels, Gary. Who's got loads of jewellery? Anyone? I'm not a jewellery person. I don't have any jewellery at all, really. I've got this watch here. Whether you can class that as jewellery or not. This was a gift, actually. A birthday gift from my mum and dad. I think I was about 25. To Christopher from mum and dad. Doesn't work anymore. Must have that fixed. Seiko watch. Must have that fixed. I think there's a little thin gold chain. That was my mum's. Just things like that. I certainly haven't got anything. I have no item of jewellery worth more than a few quid, I suppose. But I expect some of you have. Rings and gold things and expensive watches. Who's got a Rolex watch? Anyone? Well, in the Daily Mail this morning, thieves have stolen £50 million. Why would you have that sitting in your house? Thieves have stolen £50 million of jewellery from Tamara Eccleston's Billionaires Row mansion house hours after she boarded a private jet to Lapland with her husband Jay and daughter Sophia. It was revealed yesterday. Today, I beg your pardon. She's said to be in complete devastation and shock after the break-in at her palatial £70 million home in Kensington, West London, on Friday night. The burglars entered the grand house via the back garden and spent 50 minutes stealing... I mean, haven't they got cameras? And burglar alarms? The burglars entered the grand house via the back garden and spent 50 minutes stealing every piece of Tamara's jewellery, including the precious earrings with personal meaning and an £80,000 Cartier bangle wedding gift from her husband. You know, I'm sorry. Why would you have stuff like that sitting in your house? And and to be honest, if it can't be in your house and it's locked away in a safety deposit box, what's the point in having it anyway? I don't get it. They got in. They were able to smash open several bedroom safes and fled via an open window, despite a guard. Right, so they've got a guard sitting in a closed-circuit television room, and the 57-room mansion being on an exclusive street boasting 24-hour security patrols and multiple checkpoints. Scotland Yard is appealing for witnesses. They haven't made any arrests yet. £50 million worth of jewellery. Gosh. So it just shows to show you, you know, all the security that people have, not necessarily a waste of time, is it? If burglars know you've got stuff of value, whether it be, I don't know, jewellery or perhaps expensive. Oh, one of my, you know, if you've recently bought one of our calendars, which are, there's only 4 left, which are available. Been 4 left for a week now, which are available. Okay, for just a £9.99 super chat. Ding! Okay, if you've got one of these, I'd increase your security, to be honest, because there's 2 lovely pictures of me in the calendar. You will need security if you've got one of my calendars. Immediately, you must order a burglar alarm system off Amazon immediately this show finishes and have it professionally installed. Don't do DIY. I can see people here that can't do DIY. Most of them, actually. Be very careful with that, okay? Sean's got a Rolex watch I got down the Sunday market from Ting Tong. You can't say that anymore, Sean. You know that. Hello to Christopher Davis. Hello, Christopher. Do wine gums count as your 5 a day? No, dear. No, not wine gums. There is bingo on Sunday night, Yvonne, yes. Mandy says she's got a lot of jewellery. I don't believe you, Mandy. I just don't understand the point of jewellery. Bits of gold and what have you hanging around various parts of your body. I don't get it. Don't get it. There was no bingo last night, Amelia. As mentioned several times on the show last week, dear. Do you not listen to anything? Amelia's not paying full attention. Take it. Someone take it. I think we're going to have to put you in a timeout, Amelia. We're going to have to put you in a 5-minute timeout if you're not paying full attention. What do you think, people? Does Amelia need to go in a 5-minute timeout? Speak now. The guard was probably asleep. Wasn't you, was it, Gary? I was sitting there playing computer games. The guard was probably playing computer games. John, why would they have a 23-bedroomed house? More money than sense. Ridiculous. Maybe it's an insurance claim. You do wonder that, don't you? You do. LaBelle says it's an inside job. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I look like a Greek god in the calendar. I can't show you that, can I, Martin? What, in that bit there? That's my brother-in-law there, Martin. Okay? And there is a picture of him looking like a Greek god in the calendar, available for just $9.99 super chat. Okay, there. Now, if we get to the end of the year and those 4 haven't gone, what I'll do is I'll include them in the bingo prizes, okay? All right, but not yet. Not this Sunday. We'd have to get to the end of the year for that to happen. Jason says there was a ram raid in Boston last night. They're looking for transit-type people carrier vans. The driver reversed into the shop window, then drove off. Gary, have you been reversing that van again? Christopher, yes. Yvonne, yes. Oh, Amelia's begging not to go on a timeout. One more story. One more. I like this in the Daily Mail. Did you ever cheat at exams? I don't know of anyone that cheated in exams in our school. I went to the London Oratory in Fulham. I've said to you before, I don't class myself as a particular intelligent person. Okay? I wasn't very good at school. I got 2 O-levels, physics and English. That was it. I used to sit in these exam halls, and you're sitting there in exam, and that clock's there, isn't it? 10 o'clock is exam time. Okay, turn your pages over now. So I'd be like this. Okay. Then I look at the clock, 3 hours later, and only a minute would have passed. And I've turned all the pages, had a quick look at the whole thing. I can't do any of it. That's how it was for me at exams. I just couldn't learn from a book and then translate that onto paper. I think some of the teachers weren't very good. The history teacher was just awful. And they didn't make it interesting. The physics teacher, Mrs. Meeson, I think it was Mrs. Meeson, I found her fascinating. You know, when you stand on that rubber thing and you put your finger on that little light up thing and it electrocutes you, but it doesn't, if you see what I mean. She was quite interesting. The history teacher, she literally just got you to read out of a book and then the next day ask questions about it. That was her idea of teaching. There was no excitement in it at all. And I got unclassified for history. I got E for maths, grade E. I got unclassified for music. I got unclassified for religious education. I got E for geography. I was not intelligent at school. That's just how it is. But I didn't cheat. I don't see how you could possibly cheat at an exam. Well, in the Daily Mirror today, a teacher who has become fed up with students using their mobile phones to find answers and cheat on university exams came up with a devious way to catch them out and failed pupils who fell for it. Now, I don't know how. You're not allowed to take in mobile phones and things, are you, to exams? It says in the Daily Mirror, students who assumed their teacher on the other side wouldn't be familiar with the latest cheating methods were caught red-handed when he devised a brilliant method to catch them out. A pupil in the engineering class explained that when they all sat down to take their final exam, about half the class left the room to use the bathroom during the test, far more than usual. The student said they assumed the vast majority were looking up answers on their phone, which irritated me, but they stayed focused and made their way through the paper. After leaving the exam hall, the pupil remembered there was one particular question that wasn't related to what they'd been taught in the class, which had two parts. Part A was fairly easy, but they had no idea how to do Part B, so they simply left it blank as it only accounted for 5 marks out of 100. When all the exams had been marked, their teacher sent all the university students an email to explain his diabolical plan to catch out those who had given themselves some outside help. Many of the pupils used a website called Chegg, which provides answers to exams and homework questions. Although most of us assumed that their teacher wouldn't be familiar with the site, he decided to use it against them after becoming fed up with the students using the bathroom as an excuse to look up answers on their phone. Well, why let them use the bathroom anyway? Give them a bottle, dear. Give them a bottle. The student wrote on Reddit, he purposely made Part B impossible to solve, and about a month before the final, he got a teaching assistant with a Chegg account to ask the exact question, which was distinctly worded to be unique. He then created his own Chegg account and answered the question with a rubbish solution that seems right at first glance, but is actually fundamentally flawed and very unlikely that someone would make the same assumptions and mistakes independently. From the 99 exams handed in, 14 of them fell for the trick and gave the exact answer their own teacher had posted online. All were given an overall score of 0 and reported to the university for violating the academic honour pledge that they had signed. The names were also circulated to all the other teachers in the department known as cheaters, and all the other students who hadn't cheated were given full marks for the bogus question. Absolutely! What a good idea! I love it. Perhaps I should set questions here and find out who's cheating. Sometimes a couple of people have mentioned before. We quite like to do our like competition things like the bingo and the raffle, which we're about to do now, boys and girls. And someone said that why not do a quiz and you could have a little prize because you'd be cheating, and don't say you wouldn't. I know there'd be people on there because people lie a lot. People love lying these days. I think there's much more lies now than there used to be. But people would cheat. Like, oh no, I won't cheat. No, there's no way I'd cheat. And if they didn't know, it's too tempting to just look up an answer, and then so you could never do it. You couldn't do an online quiz. Not possible unless you had some sort of electronics, and you could. No, it just wouldn't work. I was going to say electronics, which would only give you like 10 seconds to type in the answer. It's still enough time. Some of you are very quick with your fingers. You only got to see some young people on there when they're texting. Wow. Very, very quick. Very quick. Has your sister gone, Chris? Oh, she went years ago, mate. She went years ago. LaBelle, my high school social studies teacher was awful. Yeah. It's true, isn't it? Some are good, some are not. Some are not. Morning to Matthew Van. Good morning. Sean, my last test at school, I asked the teacher for help halfway through. It said, I will help you. By the way, you've spelt your name wrong. My ankle's hurting this morning. John, I helped my classmates with my homework and studying for exams. I was quite clever. Oh, look, John I got 6 O-levels. English, technical drawing. How boring was that? God, boring. Technical drawing, woodwork, French and history. Jason wants to know how Gary, my nephew, passed his driving test with all the recent events. Gary bought it off eBay. Heidi, how do you learn things? What method do you find easy? To be shown something. To sit there and be shown something with someone, not to just read it out of a book or even watch a YouTube thing. Bye-bye, Jack. Cheerio, Jack. Ian, peeing in bottles and cups results in broken ankles. No, I left the car, Ian. That's what went wrong. Had I got in a cup and chucked it out the window, it would be fine. Sean wasn't too bad at maths. The teacher said, Sean, go and count the railings around the school and be a good bloke. Mandy got A's, B's and 1 C. See, clever people. Not me. Not me. Not a clever person. Right. Let's have a look. Good. Right. Okay, boys and girls. I think it's time for this week's raffle. Yes, indeed, it's raffle time here on United Kingdom Talk. You've been collecting your raffle tickets all week. It's only another one before Christmas. Okay, don't go when we've finished doing the raffle because we'll be giving out raffle tickets for next week's raffle. Okay, are you ready? Here we go then. Let's start now. Was it Martin? Martin says this. One moment, please. This is a bit annoying when we're doing the raffle, he reckons. That's not good. It kind of takes... So we'll go back to doing it just on the one camera, okay? All right? So we're now mixing the raffle tickets, boys and girls. The raffle tickets are now being mixed. Now, we're not giving out tickets yet. We're doing the raffle, dear. See, still not paying full attention. 1, 2... Who's asking for tickets? 1, 2, 3, 4... When did I say? 3 of you. When did I say tickets now? I didn't say that. I said we're doing the raffle now. Or perhaps you'd rather have tickets rather than not do the raffle. Yeah, Mick and all. Even Brenda from Bristol. He's got it wrong today. No one's paying attention. I hope I'm not on in the background. I ought to have someone that can go round to people's houses and check that they're paying full attention. Listen, if you want to go and listen to Popmaster, go and listen to Popmaster. Don't let us hold you here. Nothing's forcing you to stay. All right? So here we go, boys and girls. I'm now mixing the raffle tickets. Here they all are. Can you see them all? Mixing the raffle tickets. Mixing the raffle tickets. Mixing the raffle tickets. Ba 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 da ba. I never looked into the bowl because someone... Oh, you picked out that one at purpose. It's a fix. It's a fix. Oh, God. Look, they're all asking for tickets. We're not doing them yet. We're doing the raffle now, Michael, dear. Right, mixing. Right, here we go. Where's my drum roll? Here comes the drum roll. Here comes this morning's ticket. Hang on, I've got two there. Is that one? One ticket. Right, one ticket. Here it is. And today's ticket is ticket number 438. Ticket number 438. Do you know who that is? Have you been writing down your numbers? Perhaps I shouldn't read the name out. Perhaps I just shouldn't read the name out. Who knows that they've got ticket number 438? Come on. Anyone know? I just put there for a mo. It's neutral vote from Raymond. I'm just going to put that there. So 438. Who knows they've got 438? Come on. Right, I'm now putting the raffle tickets in here for the super draw at the end of the month, where we do another one. No, it's not SOS Gold. It's not SOS Gold. Anyone else? Who's got 4? See, you don't even write down your numbers, do you? No, look at them all shouting. Me. Me. Anyone? No. Ooh. Here, anyone want to cut my hair? Oh, look at that. We like that mashed potatoes. First they cut them up, and then they smash them all to pieces. Unbelievable. Me. None of you write down your raffle numbers, do you? You just don't do it. I don't know why I'm bothering sitting here anymore. No one's taking any attention at all. Right. The name on the raffle ticket is... It's Fran Green. Fran Green has won this week's raffle. Oh, yeah. Have I got any music? No, there's no music for that, I don't think. There's no music for winners. I must get a little bit of music for that, actually. 438, it's Fran Green. Are you with us, Fran? If so, you need to send me an email with your full postal address. And if you do it now, I will get that fridge magnet off to you this morning. It's not a fix, dear. Has Fran gone? Oh, what a shame. Fran's gone. Oh, well. Maybe she'll watch the catch up later and she can find out then. So there we are. Let's put that up there for Fran along with her little... What's that one there? Oh, that's an old one there. Blimey, there we are. Where's their ticket gone? Fran Green, there we are. Fran, thank you. Fran. Red Raw. Are you Red Raw? What have you been doing to be Red Raw? I'll put that up there, ready for Fran to claim that. And if someone knows her, perhaps you'll send them a message and tell her to email me with her full postal address and I shall send that through, okay? Right, what have we got here? Let's leave that up there for a little while. Is that big enough for you, the email address, or do you want that a bit bigger? I can't really see there. Got one more story here. Prison sentences. Prison sentences for disgusting people on planes. This is what we need. This is what we... Is someone asking for another time out there? Passengers call for prison sentence over man's disgusting behaviour on plane. I must admit, I've not really ever seen anyone being disgusting on a plane. Not really. A plane passenger who left fellow travellers in the Daily Mirror this morning revolted with his behaviour has been shamed after the video was uploaded online. The clip was shared. And 250,000 people have watched this. I can only dream of numbers like that. 250,000 people. What have we got here today? 30? 30. It shows an unidentified man with one disgusting bare foot resting on his other leg as he ferociously picks at the skin on the heel of a grubby-looking foot with his finger as the fruits of his labour fall to the cabin floor. He's picking bits of stuff off his feet. Dirty git. Dirty git. The footage was captured by another passenger who appears to be sitting far too close for comfort, but they weren't alone in their feelings of disgust. It was posted with the caption, "Happy Flying Feet Friday." All kinds of nope happening in a hurry. It's awful. And there's some pictures there. One replied, lost feeling in my face, also made me vomited. A second said, what's up with all these people with dirty, disgusting feet and displaying them? Now, my feet aren't particularly good. In fact, I'm considering going to a chiropodist. A foot factory. It's my nails. They're kind of falling apart. And it's awful. Why would you do that? One suggested the man should be sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for his behaviour. I hope you don't do things like that on planes, do you? I mean, my sister goes on planes to Cyprus and back. She only goes to Cyprus and back. God knows what she does on that plane. I'll have to ask Martin, her husband, whose birthday it was yesterday. Martin's birthday yesterday. Is the same age as me now. I think 56. I think he's behind me. I think I'm a little bit older than Martin's. Than Martin, my sister's husband. So there we are. John says he feels sick now. It's disgusting. It is disgusting, isn't it? You want the email a little bit bigger, do you? Okay, let's just make that a little bit bigger. 1 minute. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? Yeah, that's a bit better. I thought it was a bit small. Oh, well, let's make that a bit bigger. What about the... is that in the middle? Is that in the middle? That's in the middle, isn't it? What about the other things there? Let's just try... Is that big enough? That's big enough, isn't it? And the texting numbers at the top there. Flag, camera. What about the phone number there? That's a bit... Is that small? That's too big, isn't it? We're not using that at the moment. We're not. What about the date? Is that big enough? The date? The date? Yeah, that's big. Oh! Look at me spell it. Oh, no, I'm surprised no one pointed that out. Ow! You haven't spelt Monday right today. There we are. That's all here, dear. All in complete control. Worry not. Worry not. Right. Okay, boys and girls. So there'll be another raffle next week. Next Monday morning. You'll need a ticket for that. Tickets, please. Who wants a ticket for next Monday's raffle? Please speak now, my darlings. Speak now, and you might win next Monday. La da da da. Let's see. First one, do. Ian Day. Can I have the email completely filling your screen? How rude. Thank you. Ian Days, there you go. Ian Days, 483 for Ian Days. Jason Hughes, 484. Gary Butler, 485. Retro Hacks, Martin Butler, 486. Mick Davenport, 487. Listen, Martin. 488. SOS Gold 488. I done yours, didn't I, Mick? Yep. A minute. There's John Aitken. John Aitken 489. $490 Amelia Dodd. Martin. 490. 491 for Yvonne Lemon. $492 for Mr. Sean Pye. 493 Michael Pullman. 494 Joey Millen. 495 Mandy Davenport. 496 Ian. Oh, I've done Ian, haven't I? Oh, yes, I've done. Yeah. Sorry, Ian. Nice of you to say thank you, but if you can refrain from saying thank you, because that kind of confuses it a bit. Do you know what I mean? Thank you ever so much for saying thank you. I do appreciate that, but no need to. All right, my darling. Jason Flavel. Hello, Jason. All right, Jason. Are you new, Jason? I think you might be new. The next raffle's on next Monday, okay? Round about the same time. So 49. What are we doing? 496 for. Oh, where are you now? Jason Flavel. Heidi 497. 498 LaBelle. 499, Christopher Davis. Oh, who's getting number 500? Christopher Davis. And 500 for Mr. Michael Lawrence. Michael Lawrence is 500. You get number 500, Michael. How old is that? I intend to get to 500, I do. By the way, gang, we've got bingo as well. If you're new to the show, we do bingo on a Sunday. Okay? If you want to be included in the bingo game on Sunday, which is Sunday night at 8 o'clock, you need to email me to that email address, which is larger now, thanks to some of your requests. Okay? Email me on that email address and say, please add me to the bingo system. If you do that now, then I will add you and you'll get a response from me saying, "That's yes, okay, I've added you." But you must do it before Sunday. Once it gets to Sunday, too late. Okay, too late, all right? 501 for Michael Lawrence. Diane. Hello, Diane. You're very quiet today, Diane. 501 for lovely Diane Jebb. Ross Herndon. Hello, Ross. 502 for you. 503, Alan Wainwright. Thank you, Alan. Mike Reese-Ponto, 504. Jason's been watching for years. Oh, thank you very much, Jason. Thank you. Well, yeah, there's more people watch the show who don't comment than do. Yeah, I'm always very aware of that. So thank you very much for joining in this morning. Okay. John's just turned on the TV. Man About the House is on. Oh yes. How's that? Da 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 da. That one, isn't it? Man About the House. Gosh, that's an old one. Right, looks like I've done all the raffle tickets. If I've missed you out, please speak now. Okay, if I've missed you out of the raffle today, please speak now. I may well have missed out your name. Please speak now and I will correct that. Okay. And we'll do today's birthdays. Let's do today's birthdays. And we'll do yesterday's birthdays as well, because we weren't here yesterday. In fact, I'll do yesterday's birthdays first, because that kind of makes sense. So, Sunday's birthdays. Happy birthday yesterday to my brother-in-law, Martin, who was 56 years old yesterday. Good morning, Martin. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. All right? Mervin Hatton was 36 years old yesterday. Graham Hill was 56 years old yesterday. Dawn Farmer was her birthday on Sunday. John Courtney, hello John, 50 years old, gosh. I worked with John in Harpo's in Earls Court. Happy birthday to you, John, 50 years old today. You'd probably know him actually, John Courtney. You'd know him, 50 yesterday. And Michael de Silveira, it was his birthday as well yesterday on Sunday, okay? Today's birthdays, someone I went to primary school with, Andy Healy. Good morning, Andy. He's an altar server and has been an altar server for 50 years, 45, 50 years, somewhere around that, at St. Joseph's Church in Roehampton. Lovely chap. He had a replacement heart and lungs many years ago, and I believe I'm correct in saying is the longest heart and lung transplant survivor in the country. That's Andy, and that's him there. It's 57 today. Fantastic, Andy. Keep going, my friend. Keep going. Happy birthday to you. Hope to see you soon. Happy birthday to John Brosnan, I beg your pardon, John Bronson, who does music. He sings songs and all that. 56 today. Happy birthday, John. Dinesh Ray. Morning, Dinesh. Dinesh Ray, I beg your pardon, 29 years old today. Steve Dara, good morning, Steve. Happy birthday to you. And finally, Brian Wiseman today is 55 years old. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday birthday to you. People wishing you happy birthday this morning. Mick, Mandy, Michael, John, Diane, Jason, Michael, Yvonne, Mick, and lots of people wishing people happy birthday there. Yvonne, so that's nice, isn't it? Thank you very much. John says, I prefer George and Mildred or Robin's Nest. I remember that as well. Yeah, remember that as well. Tonight, where are you tonight? I shall be in London hosting karaoke. Not looking forward to the journey, to be honest. That'll be a nightmare tonight. That journey tonight for me will be a nightmare. I shall be leaving here probably about 20 past 4 to get there for 6:30. I kid you not. This will be the worst. This Monday and next Monday will be the worst journeys of the year for me to try and get from West London to North London. But that's where I'll be tonight, hopefully, at 7:30. Karaoke from 7:30 at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross in London. Okay? We got cheap drinks as well. And, of course, free entry. Don't cost anything to come down. Come and sing or come and see other people sing. It's all about having a little bit of a laugh in there. And we'll see you there. Anyone watching a recording of the show and you've managed to stay with us this far, you can, of course, email in for your raffle tickets. Okay, if you weren't with us live, doesn't mean you have to miss out. Just email me again on that email address. Say raffle ticket for 16th of December, and I will respond to your email with your raffle ticket. Not always immediately, you know, it just depends when I do them. All right, so just email me in for a little raffle ticket there. Chris Davis, my favourite show was Bless This House, of course, with Sydney James. Such happy little tunes, weren't they? These little tunes, theme tunes for that. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Gary, a bit late, aren't you? What do you mean you nodded off? Yeah, nodded off when you reversed into my car. Not that I like to go on about it, Gary. 505 for Gary Butler. There you go. 505 for you. There we go. We'll leave it there. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Round about... Oh, hang on. Is it tomorrow morning? Yes. Hopefully I'll see you. We'll be early tomorrow, sort of early-ish, 9:30. Okay, because we've got to get the train to go into London a little bit later on. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, the karaoke is streamed live tonight. Okay. Where you're watching this show, look in the bottom right-hand corner. You should see something that says featured channels. One of those is called Karaoke London. If you click on that around about 7:30 tonight, 7:30, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. Around 7:30, you'll be able to watch our live karaoke stream there as long as everything's working. Once again, we're having a bit of an issue with the internet in there, so I might send it up via 4G instead, and perhaps we can get the whole show going up in one go rather than bits and pieces. All right. Hang on. Who's had 2 tickets? Gary Butler's had 2 tickets. You thieving bastard. My own nephew. Right. Punishment. There's your ticket 485, Gary. And there's your ticket 505. 2 tickets as asked for by Gary Butler. Now, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to make an example of you, Gary. No raffle for you this week, my friend. I don't care if you're my nephew. I don't care if you're family. If I don't do this... In fact, you're going to have a timeout as well. Going to have a timeout now, Gary. Sorry. Everyone's going to watch you. Here we go. He's been timed out. I'm sorry. Just because you're a nephew, just because you're family, I can't allow things like that to happen. Can you just imagine if I let that go through? Can you just imagine if I let that go through? Huh? They would come down on me like, ow, oh, you said that, you say this, but when it's your own family, no, I'm afraid I've had to make an example of you, Gary. Very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. So perhaps, by the time we get to the next show, Gary, dear, dear nephew Gary, perhaps by the time we get to the next show, you won't cheat and you won't be reversing into my car anymore. See you tomorrow.